Are you ready to find out what you will get in a ISO-SEC Chief Security Officer's course? Listen up, because this video is a wake-up call and not a marketing manipulation to convince you to buy a course. So, do not bother to criticize my language, and listen carefully. Are you a Chief Security Officer who's sick and tired of being a mediocre lump in this industry? Do you want to transform yourself from a pathetic excuse for security personnel into a leader who runs a tight ship? Well, this is your wake-up call. The ISO-SEC Chief Security Officer course is here to revolutionize the way you handle security, whether you're in the security industry, healthcare, finance, or any other sector that demands top-notch protection.
Right. So, for once again, listen carefully. A security risk assessment isn't some tick-box exercise you do just because some pen pusher told you to. This is the foundation of your entire security strategy. And if you get it wrong, you might as well hand over the keys to the criminals yourself. Are you ready to get some serious knowledge by watching this video as a free sample of ISO-SEC's greatness? First, you need to identify every single vulnerability in your organization, and I mean every single one. From the dodgy lock on the back gate to the outdated software on your servers, nothing is too small to ignore, even though many do so. Then, you assess the potential impact of each risk. Could it cripple your operations? Could it damage your reputation? Could it land you in legal hot water? Be honest with yourselves. Finally, you prioritize those risks based on their likelihood and impact. This isn't a popularity contest, it's about focusing on the threats that could destroy your career as a CSO, and even worse.
Standard operating procedures, or SOPs as we call them in the security world, are the backbone of any well-oiled security machine. These aren't just dusty old documents gathering dust on a shelf, they're your team's Bible, their cookbook, their map to success. We'll start by identifying which security processes absolutely need SOPs. Think about access control, incident response, disaster recovery. Every critical function needs to be documented with military precision. Next, we'll break down each process into clear, concise steps that even a donkey could follow. No jargon, no ambiguity, just straightforward instructions. Finally, we'll make sure your SOPs are easily accessible and regularly updated. Because in the ever-changing world of security, what worked yesterday might not cut it tomorrow.
Threat analysis isn't about sitting around dreaming up outlandish scenarios. It's about taking a cold, hard look at the real threats facing your organization. We're talking about hackers, disgruntled employees, robbers, terrorists, fires, natural disasters, anything that could disrupt your operations. You need to know who's targeting you and why. By the way, do you know that there is a company that can provide your company with their services and find out who targets you on the darknet? Did this any of our competitors tell you? Of course not. Are they after your company's data? Your company's secret formulas? Your company's reputation? Your money? The life of your boss? Once you understand their motives, you can start to build defenses. And don't think for a minute that you've seen it all. The threat landscape is constantly evolving, so stay one step ahead by reading industry reports, attending ISO-SEC courses like this one, and generally keeping your finger on the pulse. Remember, you are in this job to keep people and assets safe.
Let me tell you something, you won't get far begging for scraps when it comes to security. You need a budget that reflects the importance of your role, and I'm here to show you how to get it. First, identify your security priorities. Do you need to beef up your cybersecurity, upgrade your surveillance system, train your staff? Then, research the costs involved. Get quotes from vendors, compare prices, and don't be afraid to negotiate. Finally, present a compelling case to the decision makers. Show them that investing in security isn't an expense, it's a good investment.
When an incident occurs, and it will you need to be ready to act swiftly and decisively. That means having a clear plan for documenting the incident and requisitioning the resources you need to mitigate the damage. First things first, gather all the facts. What happened? When did it happen? Who was involved? Don't speculate, just stick to the facts. Next, use a standardized incident report template to ensure consistency and clarity. This will help you track trends, identify patterns, and improve your security posture over time. Finally, don't be afraid to ask for what you need to resolve the incident and prevent it from happening again. Whether it's additional manpower, new equipment, or specialist expertise, make a strong case for the resources you require.
A security contingency plan is your insurance policy against disaster. It's what separates the amateurs from the professionals. This plan outlines the steps you'll take in the event of a security breach, natural disaster, or any other critical incident. We'll start by identifying the potential threats that could disrupt your operations. Be thorough and don't rule anything out. You never know what kind of curveball life will throw at you. Next, develop clear and concise procedures for responding to each type of incident. Who's in charge? What actions need to be taken? How will you communicate with stakeholders? Finally, test your plan regularly and update it as needed, because the last thing you want is to be caught with your pants down when disaster strikes.
Designing a security contingency plan isn't just about ticking boxes and filling out forms. It's about creating a living, breathing document that will guide your actions when the pressure is on. We'll work together to develop a plan that's tailored to your specific organization, taking into account your industry, your risk profile, and your resources. This isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about creating a plan that's as unique as your fingerprint. But it's not enough to simply create the plan. You need to embed it in your organization's DNA. That means training your staff, conducting regular drills, and ensuring everyone knows their role when the proverbial hits the fan. Remember, a plan that sits on a shelf gathering dust, it is useless.
Well, there you have it. The ISO-SEC Chief Security Officer course is the ultimate boot camp for security professionals who are tired of being average. We've covered everything from risk assessments to contingency planning, and I haven't held back. But it doesn't end there. As a bonus, you'll get a month of personalized mentorship with the legendary Professor Nikolaos. This is your chance to pick the brain of a true giant in the field and get tailored guidance to elevate your skills. Also be aware that this course can bring you closer to getting the CPSM ISO-SEC badge. Ask about it. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for the ISO-SEC Chief Security Officer course today and transform yourself from a clueless amateur into a security leader who commands respect.